Good morning. I forgot my laptop. 1 second. Welcome to my kitchen. Hello, hello. I'm coming to find you. Good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Where's my morning people at? I wake up with shit tons of energy no matter what I do. No matter what. No matter if I stay up late like an asshole, no matter if I work out really hard, or if I don't. Good morning, Jacqueline. Okay, here's the thing. Say hi to me so I can see who's here. Say hello in the comments. Welcome to my kitchen. Does it feel like you're hanging out with me in my home because you're in my kitchen? My kitchen's a little bit crazy. Morning, Dawn. I haven't made the kitchen fancy yet. I just haven't. And my fridge has lots of, don't forget this, and don't forget this, and don't forget this on it. Oh. Good morning, who else is here? So if you're new to me, make sure you tell me. Let me know that this is your first time. Tell me where you're from so I can say come say hello to you. If you're my tribe, just let me know you're here. Morning, Janet. Oh my God, Janet, all I can picture. That's all I can picture now. Love you, girl. So good. And if you're on the replay, hashtag replay so I can follow along with you. Good morning, Christina. Okay, so here's the thing. I'm crushing life. I'm doing a really good job, right? Most of the people in my tribe are doing a really freaking good job in life. We're leaders, we're entrepreneurs, we're doing what my cat is distracting me. Sorry, that's my naughty cat. I bought a dog collar for her. And the dog collar is a collar that doesn't zap her. Well, it could zap her, but I don't use that. It just makes a noise or a vibration. It vibrates. And so I put the dog collar on my cat. And good morning, Shannon. So not new. I put the collar on her and then I make a loud noise or I vibrate her. And now it's come to the point where I can just put the collar on her and she stops meowing. Yes, I use a dog collar for my cat and I do feel like a genius for it. I do. I actually feel like I'm a genius for thinking of using a dog collar that doesn't zap her. Is that not brilliant? Okay, so most of my clients are people that are basically crushing life. They're just crushing life. They're parents, they're running their company and business, they're becoming more professional at whatever their gift is or whatever their niches in the world. The hoodie is the only reason I'm watching this right now. No, man, I'm Mandy Perry. I'm my own mother-loving character. But it is kind of unique that I get to wear a hoodie. Do you know why I'm wearing a hoodie? Well, because I love this hoodie and I wear it every single day, in case you haven't noticed. But my air conditioner was broke for like 2 days, because it was over the weekend. So I purchased a whole new unit and then they couldn't put it in until Monday. So I got used to 85-degree weather and now the air conditioner, it's like a up-leveled air conditioner. It's some badass air conditioner and now I'm freezing. But I can control the temperature from my phone now. So when my son sneaks out here in the middle of the night, which he does, he sneaks out here and he turns the air conditioner up all the time because he's always hot and I'm always freezing. I can just pick up my phone in my bedroom and I can turn the air conditioner back down, which I'm very excited about. Okay, these are all the things going on. Okay, so yes, dog collars on my cats, air conditioning on my phone. Life is good. Yes, boom. Okay, so most of my clients, not all of my clients, not most, all of the people in my tribe and community, nobody does life together like this. Unless they're a certain kind of person. Like I resonate with you guys, you resonate with me because we're the same and we're doing life together the same. Like we're living the same kind of life. So we're crushing life and then we're like, okay, I really want to 10x this now because that's the kind of people we are. We do things with excellence, we fuck shit up with excellence, and then we want to 10x it. We want to not fuck as much shit up and we want to do the epic stuff really good and we want to 10x the epic stuff. So a lot of times people will ask me like, hey, I'm doing really good. How do I launch this to the next level? Like two things, right? One would be, how do I like I'll do really good for 3 weeks or 4 weeks, or sometimes it's like 2 months, like 8 weeks. Like I'm doing really good for like 8 weeks, and then I kind of like dive bomb. And I kind of watch myself cycle. Like I'll do really good for a while and then I'll kind of crash and burn, which is everybody on the planet, because that is actually a biochemical thing going on in the body, right? It's our nervous system in our body. So either they want to sustain their living their fullest potential, right? We want to sustain living our fullest potential past a certain point where we tend to drop off, or I have up-leveled myself to this new level. So now like I'm living this new way. I used to be living here, but now I'm living here, and I love it. I love that advancement. I love that growth, and now I want to 10x it. Some people believe you have to do it like one step at a time. Like we really have to we have to go one step at a time. Now, I'm fine with one step at a time. Our motto in this tribe is 1% a day. As long as I grew, shifted, expanded, up-leveled 1% a day, I'm fine. Because in a year when I look back, it compounds on itself, right? Like just listen to this for a second. It's such a basic concept, but it'll really motivate you, okay? Whatever I do today to make my life better, and then I do it 1% tomorrow, and then I do it 1% the next day and the next day, that's 4 days of 1%. On that 5th day, I'm not just going 1%, I'm going 1% of all 5 of those. So that's 5% more that I'm contributing to, right? Kind of like interest, which I finally understand compound interest. Maybe that's where this analogy is coming from. It's very possible. Do you understand what I'm saying? So the 1% that you do today, and then you show up and consistently just do another 1% tomorrow and just do another 1% the next day, you're compounding on top of that. And at the end of a year, you didn't just go, 52 weeks of 1%. You didn't go 365% more. That compounded on top of each other. And you look back in 1 year and you're like, holy shit, I cannot even believe this is the craziest year I've ever lived. But that's not it. That is like, if that's all you ever did, you're already way ahead of most of the general population, because most people don't even do that. Most people are like, I have to go all the way, and then they do stuff that's way out of character or like way out of their conditioning is really what it is, and then they crash and burn. However, how can you advance 10x without being like the other people who are like, I'm gonna go gung-ho and I'm gonna like do 4 calories a day and I'm gonna do that for 6 months and I'm gonna lose 275 pounds. And then 6 weeks in, they're starving to death and their body wins, and then they start eating again, right? So how could you, with wisdom, 10x the massive results you already have without that crash and burn feature? I have an answer for this. More support. Literally, you call in more support, and then 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 more support. And I'm not kidding. And people suck at this. Like, we really, really suck at this. There's this weird thing in our culture that's like, we're supposed to do it ourselves. Like, let's talk about cleaners. Like, oh, I'm a better mom if I clean my own house. What the fuck? How does that work? Where does that logic come from? You don't have to clean your own house. And it's really cheap to hire cleaners, actually. And what is your zone of genius? Because unless you're trying to be the world's greatest cleaner, then maybe we need to offload that to someone else who is trying to be the world's greatest cleaner. And you can spend your time doing the things that you're supposed to be doing. The things that you feel lit up and excited about doing. Right? So that's like one tiny little thing. Let me let my cat out real quick. Woo! Okay, so cleaning is like one tiny little thing. But most people feel guilty about hiring cleaners, which is kind of silly to me, okay? Now let's talk about someone to help you with your mindset. 80% of all success comes from mindset. How much support do you need in order to crush your mindset? Well, I'll hire one person. Well, did one person work? Do you need 2? Do you need 3? Do you need it for every single day? Do you need it 2 or 3 times a day? Like, what do you need for your mindset to be on point? How often have you thought about that? Like, okay, we're just gonna talk about mindset. For my mindset to be absolutely on point so that when I start drifting off and I start thinking about like, I resent people, or I'm getting frustrated or angry and then I'm snapping at people, or I'm freaking out about money, or I'm afraid that I'm gonna fail, or whatever the things is, I'm kind of looking for, like, I'm assuming people are going to show up shitty, or they're not going to do the job as well as me, or whatever the mischief is, right? The only question is, if you want to 10x your life, even more than you already are, and you don't want to have that crash and drop off after, the question isn't, how do I fix this behavior? You don't just like fix the behavior, and ain't nobody trying to, it's not fun to live a life where you have to like discipline yourself through everything. That shit isn't fun. No, nobody likes that. We're not living that way, right? Like you actually get to enjoy your life, not to feel like I have to be a disciplined machine. So the question isn't how do I get myself to change this behavior or to 10x this? The question is how much support do I need to feel supported so that I can show up epically in this? I'm guaranteeing nobody here on this live right now, and even in the replay, feels like they've had enough support their entire life. Like I feel like my whole life I've just been really supported. I've always had enough support, all the support I needed to live to the level that I want to live in life. And here's the thing, we never feel like we're ready for the next level of support because we're like, that should be enough. That should be enough support. I should be able to do it without needing to do this. I shouldn't have to pay for mentors. I shouldn't have to pay for a tribe and a community of friends. I shouldn't need someone to clean my house. I should just be neater. I shouldn't need someone to ship me food for my lunches. I should just know how to cook faster and cook easy. I should be content with whatever. This is the weird shit that we do to ourselves that is not wealth mindset. It's not success mindset. That is survival mindset, that is tribe, like this is what I was taught by people who aren't trying to live the same values and aren't trying to reach the same goals as you are in your life. Does that make sense? Like you have a strong calling on your life. You're an incredible human being who's gonna do big things and who's gonna truly going to show up and change the world and create this epic global business. You are. Nothing's gonna stop you. Nobody and nothing is going to stop you. It's going to happen. But if you're looking for a way to sort of, we're going to do this, everybody's going to do this, but if you want to do this more than this, right? And it can be more dips, it's about pulling in more support. So the only question today is what support do you need? I noticed I was still being a little bit mischievous with like 4 o'clock at night. That's when I really tend to, if I'm just being really honest with you, it's like when I notice my children's struggles, or if there's an area of life where they're not thriving, and I tend to sort of take that on, like it's my responsibility to fix everything for them and I have to protect them from any little thing happening, and then I needed to cook dinner and I don't really feel patient to cook dinner and I don't really know how to cook vegetables, and Bailey can't have gluten and Calvin can't have dairy and I can't have the things that I don't like, and like it was stressful. And I was like, oh, this is like a messy, sticky area of my life. Instead of beating myself up and being like, well, you should just do better. And man, what kind of woman can't just cook dinner? Like that's some normal shit. That's some basic shit, man. You should be able to do that. And all right, fix everything for Calvin and fix everything for Bailey and blah, blah, blah. Instead of doing that, I was like, okay, I need support. What specifically do I need support in? No, I don't feel ready to hire that. Yes, I feel like, oh my God, am I really hiring someone for something so basic and simple? Yeah, I am. And guess what? On the other side of this, that won't be a problem anymore. I have support for everything. And my number one go-to is to get more support. Not to beat myself up and think I should just be able to do it, or like, I feel like that is the smartest question you could ever ask yourself, truly. Like, you are so incredible and you're doing so amazing and you deserve more support. And you are not giving yourself more support. I know it because I see it with thousands of clients every single day. I see it all the time. People do not have the support that they need. And then they're looking at, well, I can't hire this trainer to help me learn how, like literally my trainer's coming over tonight to teach me how to cook on the grill. Like I don't know how to cook on the grill. It stresses me out. I never know if the meat's done. I don't know how to clean the grill appropriately. So then I wonder if I'm getting my kids sick and I'm stressed out. And I looked at some videos online and it still didn't make sense. So I literally hired someone to come over and teach me. You don't think that I'm like, really, Mandy? You really need someone to come teach you how to cook on a grill? Yes, actually I do. And instead of judging myself, I'm just gonna recognize like this is a frustrating area of my life and I'm gonna pull in some support to get it done. And when we do, this is what happens. This is why you don't feel ready to pull in support. Anytime I feel like I can't pull in the support for that, it's because I've taken however I showed up in the past, right? Like, well, up until now, you keep sucking at dinners. So what makes you think you're gonna do differently on dinners now? You're gonna use this money and then you're gonna pull in the support and you're gonna do the same thing you always do and you're gonna do it for a little while and then it's gonna fall off and you're gonna have wasted your money. That is the only reason I wouldn't pull in support, because the truth is if I believed, I'm gonna pull in support for this, and now maybe that's how I showed up there, but I didn't have support for that. I wasn't the same human being then. I'm a different woman now. I'm at a different level in my life now, and whoever I was back then has nothing to do with who I am today, and how I showed up without support has nothing to do with how I'll show up with support. I know. But we don't think of that. It's so simple, but we really don't think about it because we're too busy beating ourselves up and calling ourselves to a higher level, because it's really great. You guys have amazing, incredible standards for yourself, and I don't have a problem with that. I don't have a problem with us having high standards for ourselves. I have a problem when we have high standards for ourselves and we fail to meet it because we need support, and we don't give ourselves permission to call that support in. Because of some arbitrary rule, or because of some arbitrary standard, or because some fear that we will waste the resource. That the resource will come in and that we still won't show up, and then on the other side of that we'll be even worse off. Yes. So this is something I believe in, like fully and completely. I believe like you are not giving yourself enough support. So the question today is just like, what do you need support in? You want to look, listen to me for a second, just 1 second, okay? I love you, just listen. You're going to utilize the resource and do amazing. Maybe you won't do perfect. Maybe you won't be as far as you want to be on the other side of that resource, but who cares? We just talked about the 1%. Well, you're doing 1% on your own. How much more do you think you're going to get when you pull support in? And if 1% is enough to have massive level success, imagine now you're pulling in support and you have consistent support that you actually need. The only question is, how much support do I need to shift this? My motto with my children, my clients, and myself for sure is whatever actually works. So if hiring someone to come here to check in with me every single day to make sure that I'm doing it correctly, and then to teach me how to cook on the grill and teach me what things to cook so that I can make basic simple dinners and I know how to do everything that I need to do it, and I have reminders to do it, if that wasn't enough support, I'm not going to judge myself and think something's broken. I'm going to pull in more support. I'm going to double up on it. Okay, maybe I need 3 reminders, and maybe I need to have someone come here and show me how to cook once a week. Whatever actually works. It's with enough support, everything will shift. Everything will eventually shift, and you will get all the epic results on the other side of it. It's never like, could I make my business work? Yes. The question is, how much support do I need to make my business work? What are the things stopping me and slowing me down from having the successful life that I want to have? Same with love. Same with everything and every single area of your life. So the question is, what do I need for support? And then, how much support do I need? And then the work is for you to work through the patterns and the fears that you have that you won't utilize it correctly and get the results on the other side. But you will. Of course you will. Everything in your life has evidence that you will continue to show up. Up until now, you've done nothing but face the things that come up in your life. Show up, learn, grow, expand, fix the things that you fucked up. Expand from those things, up level and utilize the things that you're really good at. You have so much evidence in your life that you will show up. You're the person that shows up. You're going to do this. You wouldn't be here listening to this if you weren't that kind of person. This title wouldn't have resonated with you on any level if you weren't that kind of person. You are that kind of person. So you deserve to have epic amounts of support. Because I believe in this so much, I've designed and created an experience for people who is very specific, right? Very specific. If you feel like the support that you've been needing is a tribe of people, like actual people in your life that are doing life like you, that you're actually showing up, you're pushing, you're growing, you have a bunch of messy shit that comes up, right? Like my boundaries, and I'm trying to rescue people, and I feel guilty charging money, and all the messy stuff, right? And we're actually being vulnerable, and we're letting that be seen. Like all of you is actually welcome. Not just welcome, but celebrated. Like when you say the real shit, and trust me, we can tell when you say the real shit. We can tell when you are like, oh no, everything's fine, which you're allowed to do if you want to, but you're not going to get the same results as when you're like, this is the real shit going on, I need support with this, and you let people love on you and support you. I've designed an experience that is a year-long experience for this kind of support. So you have my mentorship, and from all my experiences and everything I've been able to like pull in from all the mentors I've gone through, and the experience of building a business on track for 7 figures in 3 years, up-leveling my life to a place where I'm actually fucking happy. Like I'm actually happy. I'm gonna say this. I was nervous to say this because I get nervous around saying anything with mental health. Friends and I have talked about like saying the word retard. I grew up saying that and it slips out, and now when it slips out, I'm like, that doesn't feel good anymore. Because of the connotation that's been attached to that doesn't feel good anymore. But truly, I'm not saying this to be silly or funny. I'm saying this actually happened. I really thought maybe I was manic because I'm just like, I'm up all the time, and I thought, is this not like, other people aren't like that. And then I really realized like, I'm not manic. I just am happy. Like, I'm actually happy every day. I'm happy. I have moments where I'm pissed off or angry or cranky or sad or feeling like poor me a little bit sometimes, but they're moments and they pass really fast. How? Because I pulled in enough support to get to the place where I had that. I made decisions. I pulled in the support to create boundaries with people that I felt like were causing me to, that I was dealing with situations that didn't feel good. I wasn't happy. I wasn't happy in the dynamics. I pulled in support and resources for me to address those things in a way that felt in integrity with me, and for me to rearrange and redesign my life in a way where it's truly, and it's a journey. And to this day, I still feel like I still don't really know what I want. I don't really know. Like, I don't know if I want to stay in this house or I want to move to a condo. I don't know if I want to travel as much as I do, or do I more like the routines? And, am I okay with having friends that live all over the country, or do I really want to build more of a network here local? And I still am kind of a little bit like, I don't completely know what I want, because it's a journey. You evolve into the human being and you figure it out. Every time you up level, you figure out a little bit more and a little bit more. But I'm happy. I'm truly, genuinely happy. And guess what? When you're happy, you want everybody else to be happy. It's kind of like when you're drunk. When you're drunk, you want everybody to be drunk, and you'll be the first person to buy them drinks, because you don't want to be drunk by yourself. You don't want to be happy by yourself either. You want everybody else to be happy too. And so, because I just want everybody else to feel the way I get to feel when I wake up in the morning, it is so deep inside of me. I want you to have the freedom financially. I want you to have the freedom with your time, and I want you to feel the sense of joy and happiness. And you're not going to get it if you don't start letting yourself have support. And whether it's the experience that I'm offering or not, it's still time for you to give yourself way more support and start challenging the beliefs that stop you from having it, right? So I've designed this year long. If it sounds interesting to you, my team just dropped the link below. Let me see if I can pin it to the top for you guys. MandyPerry.com. I remember to pin it this time. It's pinned to the top. And it is about, the important thing to understand with something like this is the kind of, okay, I'll give you an example. We are different human beings with support than we are without support. And I think it's easy to forget that or not realize that, because we're too busy telling ourselves, well, you should just know how to do this. You should just figure this out yourself. So the example that I thought of to myself when I was trying to get myself to commit to a level of support that felt scary for me was, okay, oh my God. Okay, I have to show you guys this. Hold on. You're gonna die. What? Are you ready for this? Oh my God. What the hell? What on earth? It's trying to climb through my fence. It's a ginormous turtle. Can you guys see it? Oh, so weird. The cat's freaking out. It's trying to climb up my fence. It's huge. Oh my God. Well, I guess we'll deal with that after I get off the Facebook Live. That is crazy. That is next level goodness. Okay, we'll sit out here to finish. Okay. That was crazy, right? Yeah, it is like when you're drunk, you want everyone to be happy. Okay, so how I pictured it was this. How does a woman who's in an abusive relationship show up in life? She doubts herself. She isolates. She definitely, either drinks or does drugs or eats or there's got to be some kind of outlet, right? And then, oh, is that why? My cat's literally licking it. Okay, I gotta focus. I'll get through this and then we'll go back to the turtle. Okay, and then how does a woman who shows up who has a very loving, supportive husband, just this one example, just like we're just talking about the romantic relationship, let alone friendships, tribes, communities, mentors, etc. Just that one human being will change the way she shows up in life, the way she feels about herself, the way everything, the way she engages with other people. It'll change her as a human being. So if it's true that a woman who is in a relationship where she's criticized or it's very stressful and there's a lot of arguing, will show up so differently in life. Then how differently do you think that you will show up when you have an entire tribe of people who are supporting and loving on you, tracking with you, you know, a mentor who's already been there and handing down the wisdom and information so you can break through things really fast? This isn't a sales pitch. It doesn't have to be my tribe. I just want you to hear this. Like, can you hear how different life is when you have the amount of support that you feel like that you need, not that you feel like, the amount of support that you need to actually thrive and feel happy and feel like you're doing life with other people, and people see the wins and the breakthroughs and the failures, and they're there to support you through the whole thing. And you're learning the concepts that will help you to break through those blocks over and over and over. I'm literally just handing down all of the things that I learned that helped me break through all of the blocks doing this entire life. And you'll have that, and then as you struggle through them, you'll have other people supporting you with that. Like, just that alone, let alone all the other stuff that comes with it, like literally we're just talking about that alone, you will show up as a different human being. That's it. Like, you will be a completely different human being when you have that level of support. That's it. And like, we're not even talking about all the rest of it. Like, literally just the amount of growth and expansion that you have with someone giving you, like, it's like the boy playing soccer. He kicks the ball and he's playing in his own yard and he keeps kicking the ball and kicking the ball, and he starts to learn these bad habits of kicking it the wrong way, and he misses the goal a lot. Then he gets a coach, right? And the coach comes in, and the first time the boy kicks it wrong, the coach goes over and adjusts his foot. Like, no, like this. And then the boy does it a couple times right and then a couple times wrong. The coach right away corrects him, puts his foot the correct way to get the best results, and now he's getting goals over and over and over because he has someone right there, moment by moment, not even once a week. We're talking about every single day. I'm in there, right? And I'm giving you feedback every single day, moment by moment, as you go through to shift, so you get the maximum results. Either one of those alone by themselves is massively life-changing, but now we're putting all of that together. There's a reason why some people just skyrocket and others don't. It's the level of support that they have. And that does include starting to face, good morning, Adana. That does include starting to face, things that, like, a lot of people, don't want to step into this kind of work because they're like, oh, I don't want to look at those things. I don't like looking at that. That's scary. I don't want to look at if this relationship is the right relationship for me. I don't want to look at my money stories. I don't want to look at my debt. I don't want to look at blah, 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 blah. You're safe to. It's fine. Nothing bad ever happened from looking at something in your life. We're clear-minded. We're safe to look at it. And when we look at it, only good things happen. Only safe things happen. Good things happen. Expansion and happiness and joy and clarity and organization and results happen from looking at things. It's safe to look at the things. It really is. It took me a while to learn that too. And that was my mantra. My mantra was, I'm clear-minded. I'm decisive. I always look at the things in my life, and only good things happen when I look at the things in my life. And now I truly am that woman. It took me a couple weeks to move past it, but now I really am that woman. And I want that for you guys, right? So if it feels like this tribe and this community and my energy is a good fit for you guys, then hop over to mandyperry.com. I believe there's 2 spots left. The first next 2 people that join get a complimentary 20-minute session with me. Also, you get year-long access to Millionaire Mind membership, which is all the tech how-tos, meditations, like it's a whole library in there of resource for anything that you could ever need. Plus, you can request whatever you want. And we're doing a live event where we're getting together. Yes, I know. Yay, hi, Amanda. Let me just scroll through the lives real quick. The turtle is still there. I'm afraid she's going to crawl through my fence. Better than a gator. You're so right. It's freaking better than a gator. Sorry, I'm shaking when I'm laughing. That was funny because I just don't call that shit in. I don't want that. I don't want a gator coming here. I think I got all the comments. This was me with hiring a maid. Yep. Assistants, cleaners, any kind of support. It's a lot of people have tons of resistance, let alone like, full-blown tribe support, and like, I shouldn't have to pay for friends, and I shouldn't have to pay for mentors, and I should, this and this and this. Like, it's all bullshit. No, that's not really what it is. You're really just afraid to be, it's uncomfortably supported at that level. It's kind of the same thing as like when you date a bunch of assholes, and then all of a sudden you date a really romantic guy, you're like, oh, I don't know what this is, and you run away. It's the same thing. It's all just mischief stuff going on. Okay, that was all I had to say this morning. I hope that supported you. If you found value in this live, the turtle hasn't moved, then please share. It means a lot to me when you guys share. Let me know your thoughts that came up. I love hearing from you guys. I love hearing what comes up for you and supporting you. You know, even just making a decision to commit, you know, whether it's the happy and wealthy experience or it's hiring your first support person in your life, it requires a breakthrough for you to even do just that much. Like, even for you to just make the commit to do that, that is the breakthrough, right? It's not like, oh, I'm going to, you know, I'm going to hop into the happy and wealthy experience and then I'll have my first breakthroughs. That is the breakthrough. It is a breakthrough for you even just to show up that much and actually make the commitment to say yes to yourself and opt into something like that. That is a breakthrough. Right? So the breakthrough begins right now with the decision you make for what support you're pulling in your life and pulling the trigger. Because a decision isn't a decision unless there's action. Otherwise, it's just a thought. It's just like a random thought that you're having. Now there's squirrels crawling. It's like the jungle out here. My cat is going crazy. Okay, I love you guys so much. I hope you have a fantastic, amazing day. I'll see those of you who opt in the group. If you are one of the first 2 that joined today, then I'll send you the private link for the one-on-one. You get it anytime. You could literally do it now, or you can do it in 6 months, you know, through the experience. It's completely up to you. You get to use it anytime you want to. I love you. Have a great day, guys.